What it do, baby? It's your boy Tyler with the Armchair Coaches, and I'm going to be your host today for some Week 6 game picks. This is going to be Tyler's Takes. It's Tuesday, October 7th at 6:14 p.m. Just a quick disclaimer, this is the date and time that the lines were issued, and this is not a gambling channel, just letting you know when we're getting this information. Let's get right into it. Starting with Thursday Night Football, we have the Eagles versus the Giants. The Eagles, probably one of the less impressive 4-1 teams right now, still figuring it out on offense, but I do think that they're understanding they need to use the passing game more, and Devontae Smith's uptick in targets really illustrated this. I also expect A.J. Brown to eat over the next few games, and they're going to finally find ways to manufacture targets for him. Also, the Giants did win against the Chargers. However, they're coming off a very bad loss against the Saints. Not a believer in them right now. Also, injuries to Tyrone Tracy and to Neighbors are hindering that offense. And they have a rookie QB under center. Give me the Eagles minus 6.5 in that game. Moving on, we have the 6:30 a.m. kickoff. I don't know if this is in London or Europe. I'm not sure where the game's at. We have the Broncos against the Jets. Broncos coming in at 7.5-point favorites. And the Broncos are looking good. They're coming off of an impressive win against Philadelphia. But I really don't love what I've seen insofar as they kind of have a mid-record. And every game that they've played has kind of been within a score, which means they could win or lose any game. And the converse of that, the Jets are 0-5, but every game they've played has been fairly competitive. Give me the Jets plus 7.5 in this game. I like them to cover, even though the Broncos might win.
No way. Jets are trash.
Casual fan says the Jets are trash. We're getting heat in the back right now. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Coming up next, we have the Dolphins and the Chargers. The Chargers are coming in as 3.5-point favorites, and honestly, both of these teams are trending in the wrong direction right now. People are ready to crown the Chargers as Super Bowl favorites after about 2 or 3 weeks, and they've really had a downturn with losses to the Giants and to the Commanders over the past couple weeks. The Dolphins are coming in at 1-4, but they're on the brink of 3-2. They really blew it against the New England Patriots on special teams, could have won that game. And as we know, last Sunday had a 17-point lead against the Panthers, and they blew that lead, lost that game as well. I expect this to be like a nasty caller insofar as this is a game that I expect the Chargers to win, but the Dolphins will cover. Give me the Dolphins and the points at plus 3.5. And don't be surprised if Miami actually comes out and wins that game and upsets the Chargers. Total homer take. He's saying that because I'm a Dolphins fan. Again, taking some heat from the casual fans in the back there. We'll see what happens. I'm riding with the Fins. Next, we have the Cardinals versus the Colts. Cardinals coming off a terrible loss against the Titans, but all of their games have been pretty competitive so far. The Colts look like one of the better teams in the league. I think they just blew the Raiders out of the water, put up 40 points. I still think a touchdown line is a little stiff in this. Again, I expect the Colts to win the game, but give me the Cardinals plus the points. I like them to cover in this game. Cardinals plus 6.5 is the pick there. Next, we're getting into the next 2 or 3 games. These are going to be more coin flip picks. I don't want anyone to be upset either way. You might as well bet on the coin toss because either of these teams could win the game. Coming in hot with the Cowboys as 3.5-point favorites against the Carolina Panthers. The Cowboys are somewhat of an enigma to me. I mean, they get blown out of the water by Cincinnati. They end up in a shootout against Russell Wilson and the Giants. And then they go on the road in prime time and they play Micah Parsons and the Packers all the way to the brink in a tie. So I don't really know how to feel about this team. I'm actually going to go with the Panthers in this one, plus 3.5 against the spread. Actually, forget the spread. Give me the Panthers to upset the Cowboys on Sunday. Give me the Panthers to win that game. Up next, we have the Seahawks versus Jaguars, another coin flip game. Seahawks coming in at 3-2 and Jaguars at 4-1, and the Jaguars look like serious contenders in the AFC after beating Kansas City on Monday night, which was yesterday. Caveat, I'm keeping an eye on the Travis Hunter injury. It looked like he really was overextended, like trying to match up against speed on the boundary against Kansas City. And while playing wide receiver as well, it's like really tough to keep up. I don't know if he's going to be good to go for that game. Something I'm keeping an eye on, and that could move the line. But give me the 3-2 Seattle Seahawks on the road to beat Jacksonville, even though they're pretty hot right now. I've been impressed with Seattle. They're 3-2, but their only losses are coming against, the healthiest Niner team when they still had Kittle and Purdy going. So they lost by 4 that game. And then they lost in a shootout against the Buccaneers, also a very good team. They're 4-1, and they lost that game 35-38. Give me the Seahawks straight up to beat Jacksonville on Sunday. Up next, Patriots versus the Saints. This is an easy one for me. Patriots are favored by 3.5 points. Give me everything on the Patriots. Any props that deal with the Patriots. Give me the Patriots with the points. Give me the Patriots straight up. I expect them to flood New Orleans on Sunday. It's not too soon. Up next, we have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Ravens. Rams are coming in at a 7.5 point favorite. Again, you know me. I do not like lines that are higher than a touchdown. I'm looking to tease that down or take an alternate spread at 6.5 to 7 points. 7.5 points is a nasty line, especially in garbage time. But I'm writing the Rams all the way, even though FPI has us at like a 60-40 game. To me, it's not. Lamar is not going to go this week. He has a bye week right after this game. So for them to rush him back a week before they have a bye, it just doesn't make any sense. They're going to let him sit this week. He'll come back after the bye. And if you watch the Ravens play against the Texans, who are booty this year, by the way, they look terrible. Give me the Rams to beat the Ravens. Any disagreements from the casual fans over there? No? We love the Rams over here. The Armchair coaches love the Rams. Hopefully the Armchair Army does as well. Moving on, we have the Browns versus the Steelers. The Steelers are coming in as 5.5 point favorites, and the game total is 38.5, the lowest scoring projected game of the week. It's Browns Steelers. It makes sense. And anyone who's watched the Browns Steelers game should love the Browns plus 5.5 points in this game. This is a game that you expect a very gritty defensive matchup. And I don't think that this game is going to be decided until the fourth quarter. I don't think it's going to be decided by more than a touchdown. Give me the Browns to cover, but not to win outright. I'll take the Browns plus 5.5 in that game. Up next, we have the Titans versus the Raiders, one of the tougher games for me to pick this week. Both coming in at 1-4, and they each have their share of offensive issues. I like some of the weapons on the Raiders. I mean, they have Bowers, they have Genty, they have Crosby, but these guys all seem kind of like standalone. I don't feel that they found a way to put it together as a team, and Geno is not it at quarterback right now. I actually like the Titans in this game. Give me the Titans plus 4.5. You know what? Give me the Titans as underdogs. I like the Titans and Cam Ward to beat the Raiders in this game. San Francisco 49ers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or sorry, it says versus. Do we know who's at home in that game? I'm not sure. Take a look. I need to make sure of this because the home line is worth like 2 to 3 points for me, so that's going to tell me a lot about this pick. It is at Tampa, so the Buccaneers are 2.5 point favorites. They're a field goal favorite at home, which means if this was played, it is at Tampa. So the Buccaneers are 2.5 point favorites. They're a field goal favorite at home, which means if this was played, at Levi Stadium in San Francisco or at a neutral site, they're basically saying these teams are even. I disagree. The Niners are still very injured. The Buccaneers look like one of the best teams in the league right now. I'm all over Tampa Bay. Give me Tampa Bay against the spread. Give me them straight up. I like the Bucs in this game.
Give me Baker.
Shake and bake. Shake and bake, baby. All right. Next, we have the grossest matchup of the week. We have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Green Bay Packers coming in at a 14.5 point line right here. And honestly, this is something that I would just normally avoid. Again, I don't like lines over a touchdown. If you could, I would tease it under. But to be honest, I will take the Bengals with the points. So give me Cincinnati plus 14.5 in this game. Reason being is if they were able to lose by 13 against the Detroit Lions, I think they could cover 2 touchdowns against the Packers. Maybe Joe Flacco will give them a little bit of a boost. If you read the news this morning, the Bengals traded for Flacco, so hopefully that fixes their QB issues, as well as helps Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, and T. Higgins finally reach their destiny in fantasy.
Trade for the fossil.
For the fossil, the casual fans say, Fossil Flacco. Let's go, Joe. All right, up next, we have the Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites. This is a Sunday night primetime game. And in this situation, it is a primetime game in a must-win matchup for the Chiefs.
Taylor just dropped an album.
And they're at home. Taylor just dropped an album, but give me the Lions. I expect the Chiefs to lose this game. I haven't been impressed by Kansas City at all. They have a bunch of speed on the boundaries and nothing to do with it. And this offense hasn't looked the same since 2019 to 2021. I mean, when is someone going to say it? Even the last Super Bowl the Chiefs won, they haven't looked as explosive. I don't like what I've seen from them this year so far. Give me the Lions. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to keep pace with how that team can score the football. You have the best running back duo in the league. You got David Montgomery and you got Jahmyr Gibbs, Sonic and Knuckles, for anyone who is unfamiliar. The sickest duo and the coolest nickname in the NFL. Give me the Lions.
Give me the Chiefs.
And the casual fans want the Chiefs in the back, but you know what I want is the Chiefs to have a losing record and to not see any more luxury sweet shots of Taylor Swift is what I want. Moving on to Monday, we're past the weekend games. We have the Buffalo Bills versus the Atlanta Falcons. Bills coming in at 3.5-point favorites. Again, Falcons kind of an enigma. They beat the Commanders, but they went in and they lost by like 30 points to the Panthers. And I honestly think that Falcons defense has looked good for a week or two, but I feel that they're pretenders and they haven't done anything to prove to me that they can win this game. I feel like the Bills minus 3.5 feels like free money. Hammer them against the spread or on the money line. Give me Buffalo to come back from a bad loss against New England. So last up, we have the Bears versus the Commanders. Commanders are coming in as 4.5-point favorites in that game, and the Bears finally are figuring it out on offense a little bit. Their rushing has been a little disappointing, and Swift hasn't really lived up to what he was supposed to be, but Rome Odunze is looking amazing. I think they need to use DJ Moore more in that offense. However, the Commanders, the only variance in that team has been created by Jaden's absence, and they picked up right where they left off after he came back. Give me the Commanders to win that game and to cover the spread. I will take Washington minus 4.5. So these are your armchair coaches featuring the casual fans in the back there. Hope you enjoyed this edition of Weekly Game Picks and Tyler's Takes. We'll see you next week with another one.